Welcome back to Dustfire Media's Relics of the New Republic, episode 7, baby. I'm Steve Durgan, your occasionally inappropriate GM, and I'm joined by some wonderful improv actors, players, whatever they would like to be called, probably a mix of things, voice actors. Yes, Anders. Oh, that's good. I like that. The Yes Anders are, as yet, somewhat unofficially named in this moment, improv troupe. And I would love to hear from each of y'all. I think a fun banter question for today would be, if you could have an animal sidekick and name them, what would you go with? And I'm talking real life. I'm not talking your character. I just want to know, the real deal, your animal sidekick, if you could choose one. Don't worry too much about feasibility. It's okay if it's a blue whale. I won't stop you.
All right. So I thought about this extensively.
I haven't told anyone the banter question beforehand.
I want a furless, red-eyed opossum, and his name will be the Dawn of the New World.
Can he be Donnie for short?
Yeah, Donnie
the
and Danny.
Dawn of the New World.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
He's bloodthirsty.
I'm still endeared. I mean, I don't know about y'all. I think it sounds cute.
I've also thought about this quite a bit in the past day since purchasing this Squishmallow right here. Her name is Enoka. She is a crossing guard at her elementary school, and she protects the children crossing the street with her very big spiked tail, which I think is insane because that implies vehicular manslaughter in the Squishmallows universe. And frankly, if there is a dinosaur willing, an elementary school dinosaur, mind you, willing to put her life in line for other children, this is who I want in battle.
Yeah. Squishmallow's got to do what a Squishmallow's got to do.
And if anyone ever wants to talk about the extensive universe that Squishmallows have built and these little name tags they come with, you let me know because I have a lot of thoughts.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Is it
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Does it feel
so squishy.
It's squishy.
Wait, so are Squishmallows just pillows?
No, they are my friends.
That sounded so reductionistic for someone who loves Squishmallows.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. No, I should have
had the energy of are Pokemon cards just pieces of paper? Like,
no,
I don't get it.
I'm so sorry, Jinkies. I'm so sorry. But are they? What are they? Are they stuffed with something to make them extra squishy?
Yeah, they're like, the best cuddle buddies. This is not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor us, shoot me a DM sometime. That will Jinkies on almost every platform but Twitter.
Because I have a coworker who has like hundreds of Squishmallows, or at least it seems like it. And I'm like, what's the?
They're amazing, and they're magic, and they're filled with some drug, and I won't say which one.
Oh, that's a great ad. Sponsor us, Squishmallows. Squish.
Just drenched in morphine.
I didn't say that one. You can still sponsor me.
Squish is the in-universe drug for the Squishmallow.
Squish.
We lost the
you want to buy some squish?
So hard on this one.
I love that. I'm taking that, Danny. I might just unwittingly port that into Avatar Legends.
You don't want to sell me squish.
Go home and rethink your life, Danny.
You want to go?
And rethink your life.
I already am home.
Oh, sorry. I do feel like it's aggressive to tell people to go home when they're already home, That's too much. What other pets, animal companions are we imagining?
I'm thinking I'd love like a little pet red fox. Because you get the best of both worlds of like a dog, a cat, but it's not a Shiba because it's a wild fox still. And hopefully they're not as stinky as they are in the wild. But this is an imaginary scenario. It's not stinky. It's a very cute domesticated fox.
It's
Okay,
giving.
I like that.
It's giving Green Knight.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I mean,
No.
I was also gonna say if it's like, at least for defensive purposes as well, probably a fox. Though I do own 4 cats, so I also can't discount the importance of cats as cuddle companions.
I'm just picturing you fighting with a cat army, just attack cats.
But if we're like going full out of the realms of the normal, then a fox.
Cool. Very cool. What are our names for our foxes, or do we have them?
I am very nerdy, so I'd probably do an anime name, and I'd probably just do Yoko because there are like a few foxes named that in anime.
Nice.
Cool.
I am really lame, and I love naming things in the dumbest way possible, so I would name it Loxy the Foxy Who Eats Locks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love
For some
that.
reason,
Not bad.
I'm
For
some
stealing
reason-
that.
just
stealing
taking,
it.
taking
The
it.
pen is out. The pen is out. Loxy the fox who eats locks. We've established 3 very important facts.
Our
Name,
breakfast would be the
species,
best. We'd be
desire.
if
What
we-
they eat.
bagels with locks, and then Loxy would get locks because I'm not going to give a fox a bagel. That seems,
Yeah.
inhumane.
right.
Probably
then-
allergic.
Probably allergic to bagels. It's an epidemic people don't really understand, is the allergy of bagels for foxes.
Well,
I feel like
I'm
the
going to
closest
stop
you can
putting all my
get-
bagels in the forest.
the closest you can get to owning a fox without owning a fox is adopting a Shiba. They give very fox vibes.
Yeah.
So
The
They're super
only
cute.
thing, they're very cute, but they are more like cats in their temperament.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They
I
very
mean,
much
as someone
like,
who
no, no,
loves
no.
cats,
I know, right?
Mhm.
But for me, it's like I want to love on a pet, but they're very much like, no, no, no. You love me on my terms.
That's
Love
right.
when you want to
yeah,
love me.
but
Yeah,
I've also
you are
heard that
grateful
Shibas
to be
are-
here.
I've also heard that Shibas are kind of high maintenance, and I like low
Yeah,
maintenance,
they are.
which is why I do cats.
Cats. That makes sense.
Oh,
That
that's
makes sense.
interesting. In that way, she was kind of the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
A high maintenance dog.
You get a cute
Attitude,
with a huge attitude and a really
aloof,
scary
but
yelp.
still
Yeah.
needy.
They're way too intelligent. They're too intelligent for their own good.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't have an answer to my own question, but I would like to share a random anecdote related to animals, which is that
Yes.
there's a beautiful husky that lives right under me in one unit to the right. And it has its outdoor kind of patio on the ground floor. And I love greeting it now that I know its name. Its name is Echo.
Ooh,
Aw.
good dog name.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Echo had a stint right after we moved in where every day at 7:20 p.m.
Mm.
basically would just go off like an alarm, just like I was like, this dog lost something, y'all. Like, this is real grief.
Just
I
wailing.
was imagining like maybe a dog sitter and then them having to be put out on the patio and be alone for an extended period. Like, I don't know, like clockwork. And it was just like, it's time to moan. Here we go, howl away. But it has reduced. The pattern has gone away. So sometimes we
Nice.
still hear Echo. Can't tell how sad he or she or they are, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Maybe they like lost a doggy spouse in a past life or something, and they just look at the 7:20 p.m.
So
sky.
dark.
And
Thanks for at least
remember
putting
that.
it in the past life for us to soften the blow, Danny.
Yeah, I purposely.
Yeah. We all grieve things from our past lives here at Dustfire Media. It's good to be back. One other thing before we jump in that's fun is that you could come and meet some, perhaps all, depending on who can attend, of our new cast members. You could hang out with us live. We've scheduled some patron hangouts. We haven't been on top of that, and now we are because we just straight up scheduled them for the year. So they're just
In like
in
a
our
day.
calendars now. And now all we have to do long in advance is commit to them and then, let y'all know about them. And so the one that's coming up soon is the night of Friday, December 13th. of the year 2024. Technically a Saturday if you reside in Europe, as I do and some of our listeners do. So
December 13th, 2024.
2024?
2023. 2023. What am I? Did I look at an event that's straight up a full year ahead?
I think
All
you
right.
did.
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
it
We're
was the
already
16th?
planning this far ahead?
What's the one that's the correct December? What's the close one? Someone help.
think it's gonna be.
I'm
Hold on,
going
hold
to
on. I'm trying to pull up the
No,
calendar.
no.
We need an adult.
We need an
We need
adult.
adults in this room
now.
December 15th, 2023
Oh,
is the
thank
Just
you.
Fire Media
There we go.
Patron Christmas
Okay.
Hangout.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
God.
Like,
Jinkies. Oh,
it's not like me. I
thankfully,
don't commit
Jinkies,
to
who
things
is
a
younger than
year
all of
away.
us, is also older than all of us. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yes.
My therapist also says you're welcome.
Oh,
We do appreciate everyone and their therapist for the work that they've done to help us to get to where we are. Well, let's jump in, y'all. Last time was a lot of fun. Oh no, we have another noise from Danny, anxiously jumping in. So I think
Everyone has
summary
jumping
is-
noise.
pretty easy this time, which is that the police archives got blown up. And y'all helped in a real pinch at the tail end of that and got some people out of there. And so the camera fades in on our four young heroes as they stand in front of the remains of the police archives. Smoke still billowing out of parts of the building as the fires fade. Republic City's bravest putting out the remainder of the fire is channeling water in skillfully. And the evacuation is complete, and reporters are now swarming the area. Police vehicles, just tons of commotion, kind of forming a ring around this whole scene as y'all are collecting yourselves. And before you really have a chance to collect yourselves, an older lady who is being brought out with some assistance by firefighters is stepping out of the building. Her clothes are charred a bit. She's coughing. And then she spots you, Jingmin. She says, "That little one, she helped me. She saved me. Thank you. Thank you so much." And she's helped away, but it is not lost on the reporters, Jingmin, that you have been pointed out in this way. And in the same breath, a police officer with singed clothes points at you, Fumi. And you helped us clear the smoke and the rubble. Couldn't have done it without an airbender. And then just kind of raises a fist in a, excited gesture, pats you on the back, Fumi, and then continues to step away and patch up some folks. And so suddenly 100 eyes are on the four of you as you stand here in the front of this building. Microphones are brought before you, cameras start flashing, and microphones are just sort of crowding all four of you. But it seems like the questions are aimed at Jingmin and Fumi primarily. Wow, kids, what are your names? Weren't you scared? What made you step into the fray? What do you do?
Jingmin will say,
Oh, I'm so scared.
My name's Lynn Encloth, and I've never seen that woman in my life. And then she'll turn and run.
Wait! Oh dear!
She'll quick turn around an alley.
Wow!
The camera's loser.
Well, I would love to hear what the rest of you do. I think we have a clear, vivid picture of Jingmin's response.
Fumi just kind of freezes, both in surprise that this is happening, but also part of her is happy, but also part of her doesn't know what to say.
Yeah. What are your names, kids?
Lynn is so quiet. So quiet.
Are you friends with Lynn and Cloth? Why did she run away?
That's
Oh God.
Amuk just is standing there, kind of trying to hide his face as best as possible, not really wanting to interact. Quietly, like, of all the fake names to come up with, he comes up with the real name. One of us, when he's already got triads, and she needs to not be. Oh.
Well, it's a good thing that they haven't gotten moving pictures up to the speed of doing live newscasting, because this is a difficult interview, I must say. But maybe we could just get a note from each of you. If you're really uncomfortable with names, you could just tell us what made you step into the fray. Why did you help these folks?
Well, they needed help. So I just, had to do something.
A lady leans in for me. But some folks see the issue and they don't step in. What made you step in and do something yourself?
It just seemed right.
Wow, they're so brave. Well, after some notes are taken, these reporters stop pestering you. They make their rounds pestering everybody else they can, trying to find stories, things of significance. So no names were given out except for Lin Engloth's, which is now attached to the personage of Jingmin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Amuk very much does not like giving his name out. To the
Yeah.
press.
I mean, it's a good general practice.
At some point, Jingmin reappears with a dirty
It's running
rag
back the
wrapped
other way.
completely around her face. So just a little, her eyes peeking through. She'll just approach her friends. Are they gone?
A medic kind of taps you on the shoulder. Do you need help?
I don't need
with
help.
those bandages? Oh, okay. If you're sure. Backs away.
Get away from me!
Ah. You think I'd be used to this by now, doing this type of work. Well, the news spreads throughout Republic City, and Fumi, the aspirant playbook, has an interesting mechanic for this. You saved not just one, but several lives today. And under normal circumstances, saving a life in public would give you +1 renown. And after reaching 3 on your renown track, you would convert that to +1 reputation as a standing stat. But I would actually like, because of the scale and the notoriety of this event, to accelerate that and give you 3 points for renown, aka just a straight up +1 to your reputation from
wow.
now on.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to just save somebody. It's another thing to help save several people in a very significant event like this that is now being covered. And so people do ask your name and you don't give it, but at least as of yet, but they have your likeness. And not everybody dresses as a Fire Nation airbender. It does happen, of course, but you are aware of the distinctiveness of your outfit as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so can you read us a little snippet, anything that is kind of interest regarding renown and reputation for the aspirant playbook? Like, what could you do with that, theoretically?
When you wield your reputation, mark 1 fatigue and add your reputation score to your stat on an appropriate move towards someone from your base. My base being monastic. And then on a 7th to 9th, during your waiter round has a cost, someone from your base who's heard about the issue or your actions comes to you with a request. Honor it and mark the condition. On a miss, you anger a powerful NPC from your base, mollify them or lose -1 reputation, and on a 12+, you receive additional effects depending on your reputation nature.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that you also specifically have chosen to be, I think it's called Protector. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
And so if you roll a 12 plus on a Guide and Comfort, what bonus do you get for that, Fumi?
On a guide.
Should be like
there it
bottom
is.
right, further on that section of your sheet.
When you roll a 12 plus on a guide and comfort towards an NPC, they cannot shut you down. Towards a PC who embraces your comfort, they clear all conditions and all fatigue.
That is a superpower. I just want to highlight that. We could have used that at several points in our 2-year campaign, the Flying Bison.
Yeah.
So that's like a healing power as guide and comfort is concerned. So obviously, story, fictional conditions, folks got to accept your guidance if they're a PC. But if they're an NPC, they can't even shut you down if you're using that and appealing to your base. And does Fumi have any specific relationship to urban background or no on these mechanics? I'm just checking.
The urban is her target.
Urban is her target. So she's newer to the city and trying to work her way into the city's graces. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll take a look at that after session and see if there's any implications for your target. But
it actually does
for
say...
now, oh yeah.
Oh, adding to your base part, but
yeah.
Oh, it's only when you have a powerful advocate. Okay, I see.
Cool. Yeah, so for now, we know that you have this reputational sway and that this notoriety or fame is something that you can leverage, particularly among the monastic folks. And that doesn't have to be limited to air nomads, but that's top of the list in my mind, right? It's like they may hear about this and you may be able to have that +1 bonus on some of your efforts if it comes into play.
Nice.
So that's fun. Well, as y'all look out, and as Jingmin, with her head wrapped in a cloth, perhaps a linen cloth.
Oh
my gosh.
Sorry about that. Y'all look out, and amidst the commotion, at the kind of edge of things, you see a beat-up hot rod with none other than Detective Cho leaning against it, arms folded, just smiling at this at the sight of you getting all of this reporter attention. And as the reporters have moved on, he kind of waves and gestures for you to come over. Do you run away, Jingmin, or do you just giving you that option? Just curious.
So all that Detective Cho can see is Jingmin's eyes, but that's all he needs to see because she's just looking at him with your typical the way she's looked at him several times in the past, just a sneer,
classic,
an evil eye, stink eye.
When Fumi sees Cho, she just thinks, oh, maybe I should have used this to try it, the publicity to also try and lure out Shadowpaw. Oh well.
That is a good existential sigh.
Missed opportunity right in front of her.
Called out Shadowpaw.
All right, Jingmin starts stomping towards Cho.
Okay.
Yeah, Lynn's following.
Cool.
Yeah, Fumi is also going over.
Mook is just slowly walking over, seeing if there's any food stalls for a snack.
You know, dumping ground is closed, and food stalls are not set up right now immediately around the precinct. But, you know.
Is this explosion going to prolong the opening of the dumping ground?
Oh, that one's open. You're talking about the return of dumpies.
Dumpies, yeah.
It's all right. People mess it up all the time. But, yeah, I mean, who could say? It depends on if the rumors are true.
As we're walking up, Amuk checks his bag for the blueprints. He's like, all right, I got him. Dumpies.
Yes.
As the rest of you get a catch up to Jingmin approaching Cho, you hear Jingmin saying, all right, so I think we should start early with the looting, get ahead of the chaos.
Early to what?
With the looting.
We're not.
I was just gonna
Why are-
say something nice about you kids, and now you're talking about looting. So I don't. Is this your typical day type of thing? And he gestures at the building.
No,
Looks like you
we're
helped
not.
out quite a bit.
We're not looting it.
No, I mean
Yeah.
the saving part. Are you? You know,
Oh,
it seems like you're good kids, and now
Oh.
you're getting me all confused.
oh,
Well, maybe she was talking about preventing looting. Right, getting
yeah.
ahead of stopping it.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Besides, that the guy that bombed it might come back.
Real
If you
easy
lost
to pull
him.
one over on the detective. I don't have any intuitions about this at all, so I think you're telling the truth.
A mook
No one ever lies to me in my line of work.
out loud just cackles. It's just a quick chortle. Just
Well, it seems to me like you done good, kids. And just then, Cho gets radioed. Your source got back to me. He's in a pinch on Red Row. Some triads got him. On it. Actually, he looks at it for you. You done being heroes today, or I may need some extra muscle.
What's going on?
gets shotgun.
I've got a lead or two. And,
On Shadowpaw?
Well, indirectly, yes. But this one, looks like that guy He Shang Ling is in trouble. So this might be my
Oh.
chance to grab him because I think he knows something.
This is very much. You all know the Magic School Bus. So the intro,
Yes.
they say,
Yes.
"It's never regular day in Miss Frizzle's class." That kid goes, "Oh, geez, not again." That's Lynn right now. She gets in the car.
Just channeling all of that.
Yep, just.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, guess we gotta go help, but I can't take a nap.
That's
oh,
right.
jeez. Not
Because you
again.
haven't had to deal with enough today.
A mook just follows Lynn, and a mook called shotgun, so he wants the front seat.
Lynn's putting up no fight for it.
It's like, Lynn, you can take a nap in the back of the car. I think we'll have some time.
No, I don't. No, I think we're good.
I've got some
Are you-
chloroform if you need it. All right, let's hit it. Fumi and Jingmin, I just want to make sure. Do you object or do you hop in?
No,
No, Fumi
we're
will
gonna hop in. Or I'm
Fumi,
gonna hop
Cool.
in. Yeah.
Fumi loves car rides. Forgot what they're called here in this universe. The
Fumi
Blank
does?
won't-
You're spe-
plank. No, Jingmen. Did I say Fumi?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He said
You
It's
Fumi.
all
did say
good.
Fumi. You could have said Lynn, and you also would have been like in the moment, you know?
Nikki Fumi loves car rides.
Jingmin,
I
who
meant-
loves
I meant
currently
Jingmin.
confusing her own identity with those of her friends.
Did you just hit the head in there?
Probably
Ooh, well.
inhaled a lot of smoke. She inhaled a lot of smoke in there.
Well,
All right.
Cho peels off, largely heading the reverse of the way that y'all drove last time with Cho. Because last time it was from an area not far from Red Row, all the way over to the police station area. You didn't quite make it last time, given the bridge incident, but you were close. Good
We go
times.
over any bridges.
There are no necessary bridge routes if you make Cho avoid them. You have the opportunity to speak up now if you'd like, Lynn.
Please look over the bridge. Please look over the bridge.
Okay. Well, I suppose this way is just as fast.
Thank
We
you.
are pressed for time, so I'm just trying to. All right.
Is there like a setting for avoid bridges on Four Nations maps?
Yep, we toggle that on. Very good.
Are you sure you're okay, Lynn?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 'cause if you need a nap, we've got you here.
Like I said, chloroform. Chloroform's great.
Hi. No, that's okay.
All right. That's how I get my naps in. So,
Lynn,
sorry. Go ahead, Jing.
Lynn, you feel Jingmin's tiny, teeny little hands just sort of like patting on you and rubbing your shoulder. She says, "It's gonna be okay, Lynn. We can beat up some tribe members, and that'll get you to the right headspace you need to be at."
Yeah.
Roll guide and comfort for me.
This is not Jingmin's forte.
This does seem like Jingmin's sincere effort, though. The way you would comfort.
Oh
I mean, I rolled a 7.
gosh.
Okay, a 7 on guide and comfort. Well. So, you choose one. Do they embrace your
So-
guidance and comfort? Do they shut you down? And this choice is for Lynn.
Lynn.
This is gonna feel so mean. Lynn's gonna
me
shut
down.
it
Shut
right
me down.
down.
Mhm.
What do you say?
Yeah, everything's gonna be great. Yep. Yep. Oh gosh,
Perfect.
and now I can inflict a condition on you.
Indeed. What condition do you inflict in turn on
Oh.
Jingmin?
God! Right before combat too. This is awful.
I feel like insecure
Guilty?
makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
we'll go
already guilty
insecure.
and
We'll go
troubled. 'Cause
insecure.
I'm already guilty and troubled.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
my
Jing
No
Min-
gosh.
metagaming in my game.
Jingmin will just pull her hand away and go, "All right," and just start restringing her bow.
Oh no.
And remember, when they shut you down and inflict a condition on you, you shift their balance in response.
Ah, yes.
So,
What?
which direction are we going on that track?
Yeah.
Danny, you get
What
to
are-
choose, but what are the principles, Lynn?
Yeah, what are your
They are
principles? Sorry.
risk and stability.
And what are you at right now?
Currently, we are at a +2 to stability, but our
Okay.
balance is a +3.
Huh.
Meaning your center or your
Oh,
balance?
center. Yeah.
Oh, your center is +3. So you're not at center, but you're at you're +2. Okay.
I feel like shifting further towards risk makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Very effective. Love it. Anything
All
else
right.
that y'all say before you arrive? And it's okay if not.
Jingmin is dead silent throughout the rest of the car ride.
Even Fumi's a little bit awkward. She's just like, you seem like you might need to talk or something.
Oh. Mook is just in shock and snoring so loud, just knocked out.
Did he take the chloroform? Huh. Well, someone's getting a nap in. Anywho, we're getting close, and he hits you, Amuk. Just gentle backhand. So here's the deal. I don't know if you know about He Shang Ling, but I think he's got some info. I want him in one piece. I've seen you kids in action, so let's just keep it clean. But we don't really know who we're up against. The info came in hot, and it's a triad, so we get what we get. But first rule, if we see more than 6, we're out. I don't want to take on uneven odds. Make sense?
Yep.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe
If that's the
kinda looks
case,
at
we just
Jing
scope
Min.
it out.
Fumi kind of looks at Jingmin like, yeah,
We all look
we
at
need to
Jing
leave
Min.
if that's many. If it's that
Jingmin
many.
has the most insidious just smile on her face.
Oh no.
She's just like,
I'm picturing that breaking through still, like the partially wrapped rags that are just like hanging
Yeah.
out on your head.
mhm. Her teeth is just peering through the rags.
Oh my
Peering teeth.
God.
Even your teeth
Peering
peer.
teeth.
Even her teeth peer.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep it discreet and listen in on the outset. I don't know what they're chasing him down for, but he's always in trouble. So
Did he
And,
say
um,
which triad it was?
No, my source didn't. So it is
Useful
what it
source
is.
you
And he
have.
pulls up. Hey, a source is a source.
You're
And
saying this didn't come from Benny?
I should have asked Benny.
The source is Benny.
I do not trust Benny with a radio.
Oh.
You know, it's just too
That kid still
expensive.
owes us.
And I took a bit of a dip on the last car, so you know, wait until I save up some pennies before I do that sort of thing. And he pats the car, which you've noticed is definitely not quite the same quality as the last one y'all were in.
Oh no.
Did we feel
Poor
slightly
Joe.
responsible for destroying his last car?
You may or
Jingmin
may
doesn't
not.
hold any responsibility.
Subject to
Oh my
interpretation. He gets out and signals for y'all to follow him, and he dips into an alleyway and starts working through a system of them throughout Red Row. I would like, let me just set the scene for what you come in on. So He Shangling has an unremarkable appearance. Looks like the type of guy who can blend in, and that probably serves him well based on what little you know of his antics. But you see slicked back black hair, rosy cheeks, as if he's been drinking recently, perhaps. And he is in an alleyway, surrounded by 4 looming figures. 2 of them are unmistakable in size from the outset. It's Donna and Perla.
No.
Actually, this is great. I take that noise back.
Uh-oh.
We have some revenge.
Uh-oh. Scores to settle, perhaps. Another you do not recognize. They're facing away from you. Just looks like a relatively tall figure with a jacket, just simple dress. And then the fourth is also just as distinctive as Donna and Perla. You see a cascade of blue hair and the lithe figure of none other than Kumadi, the leader of the Red Monsoon. And they are standing over He Shangling, who is currently tied to a dumpster because apparently there wasn't a chair available. And he is just stuttering. Fellas, ladies, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to waste your time. I never put eyes on the staff, but I heard the rumors, same as you, and I fibbed. I really do run my mouth sometimes. Kumadi leans over him, cool as ever. Your loyalty to the librarian is impressive. However did he get a cockroach like you to be so obedient? Obedience typically requires intelligence. And she looks at her nails with an almost bored expression. Drown him. And the unnamed figure in a black leather jacket just raises his hand and an orb of water appears over He Shangling's head. And with a gentle gesture, just lowers the sphere over him. And since he is constrained, all he can do is fight violently against the orb of water. And they just start essentially dunking him. It's a reverse dunk. But occasionally they lift it up and he sputters violently and coughs to get the water out of his lungs. And they repeat the process until he seems willing to say something. I'm just curious if y'all intervene. Cho does just put up a hand as if to suggest that we wait a little longer. But what do you do?
Jingmin pretty like as soon as they start the dunkage process, will grab one of her like roped arrows and shoot it up on top of a building, or maybe not. She's trying to get high up. Maybe there's a catwalk
Ooh, okay.
on the side of one of the buildings, and she'll
Sure, there is.
start climbing up there.
Yeah. So Cho kind of looks over his shoulder and goes, darn it. As you ascend, Jingmin, you are good at
she's
grappling. I will not make you roll.
Awesome, thank
Yeah.
you. She's specifically trying to avoid Kumadi seeing her and recognizing her.
I guess that is an additional challenge. Because I'm assuming a lot of Kumadi, I think, to hide while doing this. Let's make that a rely on your skills and training. Let us
Okay.
see that roll. My apologies.
You're good. Ooh, that is a 9 on the dice, plus a 2 from focus, minus 2 from troubled. So that's a 9.
Good old math. The good old +2 minus
No,
2.
it's not your fault, Jinkies. You inflicted insecure on me.
No, I'm just a little gagged the numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even so, it is a hit. Is your an aid or help action?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Fumi is going to see that and use her airbending to just like hit some like can down on the opposite side of where Jingmin is climbing up. Like like Jingmin is over here. She's hitting the can way over here to distract them, get them to look the other way.
Catty corner, as some people say.
corner.
I think in Long Island. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, the opposite corner or area, you're gonna kind of use your bending to shake up some cans. I like it. I think it works. Let's get that +1 on there. It is a 10. Strong
Thank
hit.
you.
Yeah. And so yeah, narrate for us, Jingmin. So you ascend. Any details on position or anything like that relative to Kumadi and others?
So we're in like an alley, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I imagine it's pretty much she'll get up to a catwalk and sort of just navigate down it a bit, and she's more or less directly above the scene of the dunking.
Okay.
But I want to say
like
like
it.
two stories up though.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and
So
we all
there's
know
some
by
distance.
playing stealth video games that enemies and NPCs never look up. So basically, I'm unnoticeable.
That's true. Your stealth is currently at 100%. Any actions from anyone else at this point, or do you obey Cho's signal?
Mook kind of just waits. He knows that it looks worse than it actually is. Not in any Shangling's not in any trouble just yet, so he kind of relaxes, waits and watches.
Fumi is struggling to relax, but that help action actually helped her like get some of that energy out of her. So
Nice.
that helps so that she can hold on just a little bit longer.
I love that. Channeling some nervous energy into a little wisp of air. Let this go to the wind.
Mook takes out her paints, which seems like a nonsensical move, but it will make sense in a minute.
Oh,
I accept. Yeah.
Are we technically in an exchange at this point?
You are not yet.
Or not
because
yet, okay.
this is not combat.
Combat,
They don't
okay.
even know you're here. So you're doing great if that's your goal. I don't know. If your goal is to fight, then, that's another goal. So yeah, you watch a little more of this unfold. And as they lift the sphere from his head, again and again, he sputters and he moves with a certain eagerness as though trying to lift an arm to signal something. And Kumadi raises her hand. That's enough. I'm sorry. Okay, I saw the staff. But what's the big deal? I don't know who else was there. We all wear masks. Who is the librarian? I don't know. I've never even seen her. And Kumari freezes.
Oh.
Her? Him, or I misspoke, I don't know. No one refers to the librarian as her. No one yet except for you. One more detail. Don't waste more of my time. I can be very cold. And she puts a hand on him, and his now soaked form begins to freeze over. Just like ice crawling out, emanating from her hand down his clothes. And he begins to shake.
Visually,
Location.
you just see,
Sorry, yeah? What were
sorry,
you
just
gonna say?
visually, you just see Amuk start to like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Like counting is like, okay, we're freezing him. He knows how much time is going to be left before they need to actually step in and do something about the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cho looks
Yeah.
back at you briefly, just glances and goes, "What's Mississippi?" And so Kamadi leans in and she just says, "Location." And it comes out of He Shangling with startling clarity, given what he's been through. And he just says, "The Xiaodan mines at the edge of the city, underground." And Kumadi steps back and relents. Remarkable.
Jingmin will knock one of those 2 bolas arrows that she created back in episode 4.
Oh.
Ooh. Can Jingmin be Amuk currently from her position right?
Yes.
Siamuk?
She's got a great vantage point just kind of over the top of a dumpster and some trash behind which y'all are positioned.
As Jingmin, Amuk notices Jingmin do that, and it's like, okay, the torture session's done. Like, Amuk just kind of like looks up at and just like, do it.
Oh.
She says under her breath, "I bet." And then we'll let loose at one of the big boys.
Ooh,
The
one of
feet.
the big girls
The
then.
feet of one of the
Donna,
the big girls.
or which
Donna
one?
or
Donna
Perla.
or Perla?
I'm treating them as pretty equivalent. So happy to deal with either one. And so clarify your action, Jingmin.
She is using one of 3 of those like bolas arrows she made to try to shoot and entangle the feet of Perla.
You're trying to entangle someone's feet while
Yes.
essentially being almost directly over them. I would like for you to push your luck.
All right.
That would be just a remarkable, prodigious shot. So let's let the prodigy try it.
I am prodigious. All right. Pushing of the luck. Ooh, a 6 and a 4 for a 10 on the dice. Plus 1 from passion for an 11.
Ooh.
But minus 2 from guilty. So 9.
Oh.
Those good old conditions. Guilt. The guilt is too strong. Well, do we have any help action here? Does anyone try to aid this roll in some way, seeing the shot lined up?
Amuk will help.
I forgot the name of Amuk's and Jingmin's signature move.
The Jing and Fling?
move.
The Jing and Fling, yeah.
The Jing and Fling. Amuk is going to help by distracting water.
It
A
had a
water
little bit.
diversion.
Yeah, it had a little bit of the energy of like form of a bucket of water,
A bucket of water.
distracting water.
Distracting water, go!
I choose you. Yeah. What does it look like? What are you doing there, Mook?
Taking the big ball of water that's above Hing Shang Lin's head,
Yeah.
dumping it down onto Perla's head to help to make sure that the boluses connect and Perla doesn't walk away.
Oh, that's
So,
fun. That is
a
very fun.
Pretty simple bender, just
The old water ball push.
the old water ball
Yeah.
push. It's the first year technique.
I'm not going to say the distance is too hard or anything like that. I think you do it. And so Perla is just like shocked and kind of leans back a little bit. And it actually, thankfully, Jingmin gives you just a little better of an opening on those ankles. Your bolas connects and wraps around Perla's feet. And Perla looks down and goes, "We got trouble." Gosh, I've been waiting for episodes to do that voice again.
Could Perla
And-
technically talk? Wouldn't it be Donna that would make that say that?
I mean, I'm picturing just after the splash.
After the splash? Okay.
Yeah, just. Ugh. Well. Kumari just barks an order at the other two figures who are not tied up at the ankles and just says, "Bag him," and they do. They grab He Shangling, disconnect whatever was strapping him to the dumpster, and Donna puts a bag over his head and just heaves He Shangling over her shoulder and starts to turn the opposite way to escape with him. And so what I'm going to do is, this is borrowing a mechanic from another game, but I'm going to split things up here. So y'all are in an exchange, but if you like, one or several or all of you could pursue Donna, who has a bagged He Shangling over her shoulder. And I'm going to start a clock. Let's call it 4 segments. And once we hit 4,
Hey,
we can assume
I know this
that-
mechanic.
yeah, we can assume that the escape is complete, and that for all intents and purposes, you can't directly continue the chase. You will have lost He Shangling.
Wow.
So, but right now they only think that they're fighting Jingmin. I'm going to say that Amuk was discreet enough, and so unless y'all come out behind the dumpster, they're all just going to look up at where that bolas arrow came from and start tearing it up. So I just want to give you the option. Do you step out? Do you step out? But if you're going to step out with a fighting technique, we're just going to choose our, what are they called? Approaches.
Yeah, Fumi's gonna step out, and I already know what she's gonna do. Should I just say that?
Is it going to be one of those moves, a fighting move?
Yeah, it's definitely going to
Okay.
be an advance and attack.
Okay, I will start
Probably a
recording your
strike.
approaches. Lynn, are you going to hide? It's okay if you want to hide.
Nope. Lynn is stepping out with an evade and observe.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like I want to go after it.
Oh,
Like, we know the
Agreed.
where. We kind of need him. So Amuk, instead of taking a stance, is gonna track star, get ready, and then just start running as fast as he can. With classic Iceman running, just freezing, trying to get as much speed
Ooh.
as possible,
Nice.
skating his way across the fight, and just I gotta trust them to be able to take care of themselves. I can't do anything more.
Wow, a decision has been made. Okay.
Steve,
Yes.
I've entered a conundrum.
What is your
I
conundrum,
don't know
my
if it's a
friend?
conundrum. It might be a slight pickle. So I have a technique, fighting
Mhm.
technique,
Pickles.
that could help slow the escape of Donna. Would I be able to use that on Donna, who has the bagged Hisheng Ling over her shoulders.
Is this something that functions within an exchange as a fighting technique? Okay. Well, let's support the fiction. What would the move be? Because you can do whatever you want to do, and if it's going to happen, we can just say that it happens essentially outside of the exchange. There may not be the same mechanical benefit, but we can use other moves.
So the move is called Pin a Fly to a Tree, and it reads: fire arrows with perfect accuracy to pin a foe in place. So mechanically, I can mark 1 fatigue to inflict impaired, or I can mark 3 fatigue to inflict impaired and trapped.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's sidestep those mechanics because I'm not treating them as being in the exchange. Yeah. But let's lean into the fiction, and let's call it a push your luck because of the size.
Okay.
Of your target.
I'm essentially doing what the technique reads. I'm like shooting out, like maybe she has like pants that I can like try to like shoot at the cloth of to like pin it to the ground, or I'm just barraging her with arrows and strategically strategic points that should halt her escape, hopefully.
Okay, very good. Let's see that roll.
All right.
ETL.
That is 2 6s.
Baby.
I did not waste all of them before we started recording.
PTO.
Yeah, Danny just rolled like a couple double 6s in a row before session. It was like, well, there goes all my luck.
So
excellent.
That'll make it a 13 total. An 11 total, technically, since I'm guilty. But 11.
Yeah. Oh, well, with push your luck, there is always a cost. And so you release your flurry of arrows and with remarkable precision outline Donna's pants. And you have temporarily pinned Donna. She just like struggles and falters with each arrow. And eventually you've essentially got her pinned to a pile of trash. It's like propped up against a wall. Arrows are just sinking into this stuff, but you've got enough of them, just like a flurry. We're talking like Boromir level arrows, pinning these clothes down. And the consequence is that one of your arrows goes right into the leg of Hisheng Ling. And his already tortured form just coils up in pain. Donna is still clinging with all of her might. She's not relenting. She's not letting go of his body as he fights. But she herself is effectively pinned. So if you want to take actions further on this in between, actually, I would say you have included Donna in the exchange. So that is a mechanical benefit of this. Yeah. So we've prevented the getaway. I'll hold off on the clock, and we'll just until they get free or y'all move or something else happens to adjust the fiction. Donna is in the exchange, and so is Hisheng Ling. Not that Hisheng can do much right now. All right. Well, let's see. We've heard from Fumi and from Amuk and from Lynn, and now I would like for you to tell me your approach, Jingmin. Are you defending and maneuvering?
I'm just gonna
try to stay on the microphone, my friend.
Sorry. I'm going to advance and attack.
I bet you will, Jingmin. Yeah. All right. Well, the first thing that happens is that we go through the exchanges in this order. And this is our first exchange on the show. So first of all, congrats, episode 7. We made it to an exchange. Avatar Legends is fun. You can handle a lot of fights without the full combat exchange mechanics. You just lean into the usual moves and it covers most of your bases. We reserve combat exchanges for particularly difficult combat challenges. And so that's kind of how you know stuff is real. Stuff.
Mm.
Family friendly, safe for work. Stuff is real right now. And so when we go into an exchange, the reason why we pick these approaches is because they sort of predetermine what everyone decides to do in a split second, and then everything unfolds as best as we can in the fiction, roughly simultaneously. And the folks who move first are those who defend and maneuver, followed by those who advance and attack, and finally those who evade and observe. And we try to resolve it all as close to simultaneous as possible in the fiction. There's going to be some stacking of things as things play out, so we keep it pretty linear, but it's the idea anyway. So those who defend and maneuver, I'm actually going to say that Kumadi has chosen that stance. Still getting her bearings, quickly turns around and her amber eyes flash at those of you who have stepped out from beyond the dumpster. And Amuk, you are dashing, trying to slide by, and you see before you that Donna has just been pinned. And so I will allow you to also choose an approach if you would like to stay in this exchange, I assume.
Yeah, since I don't have to worry about Donna getting away, I kind of want to do defend and maneuver so I could do pinpoint and we're just doing stances.
Yeah, just the broader approach. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so defend and maneuver.
Okay, very cool. So I'll give Kumadi the first move within this set, and then we'll go to whatever you do as you've seen the situation shift, Amuk. So let's see, defend and maneuver. What is fun to do for this? I think the first thing is retaliate. So you see Kumadi just assess all of you, widen her stance, and a ton of water just comes out of a sewer grate as she raises her fists. And it just sort of encircles the alleyway overhead. She has steeled herself for incoming blows. Just be aware mechanically that, when somebody retaliates, when they choose this, that if a foe of that person inflicts fatigue, a condition, they also receive fatigue in turn. So that is the mechanical benefit of retaliation. So she's prepped. Let's go to you, Amuk. What do you do?
Think seeing her getting ready, everything right, because it's I'm responding in order of everything.
Yep, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to react to something you're seeing as though it's unfolding linearly. And it's okay to do something independent of that and to assume that it's simultaneous, like as if it was in competition or concert with what you're seeing.
Gotcha. Okay. Mook's gonna pull from the sewer water as well and get like a not brass knuckles, but ice knuckles just ready to go out of sewer water. So they're kind of gross. It's just like frozen sewer water in his hands, ready to start throwing blows.
Oh, so are you also choosing retaliate?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Did you roll focus?
You need to
already?
roll, my friend. I should have had you roll.
Yeah.
Because your roll will tell us whether you get to do one thing
or another.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Things.
Not the retaliate. Let's go with the ready.
Okay. And tell me what you roll on a 2d6. Seven. All right.
Focus.
Yep.
8.
Okay. An 8 with focus. All right. It has been a while, y'all. But on a 7 to 9, you can use one basic or mastered technique.
Cool. I will use pinpoint aim.
Oh. Is that one mastered?
Hey. Yeah, that one's mastered. Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
it
it's under
says
defend and maneuver?
Yep.
Okay.
It just
So
says,
you're not
take
so you're
the time
not readying anymore.
Correct. Yeah, we're ditching the ready and the retaliate. All right. What do you do, Amuk?
Yeah,
Sorry,
so it
tell
says
us.
take the no, you're right. Take the time you need to line up a perfect shot, become prepared. In the next exchange, if you advance an attack roll with focus or passion, your choice. If you use strike, you do not have to mark fatigue to choose what you inflict.
Cool.
Nice.
I will need you to track the consequences of that for me. But awesome. So what does this look like? Like, what is your stance or, anything else you do?
It's the most basic of stances, right? It is just a classic horse stance as he's getting the water up and getting everything ready on his fists.
Oh, I love it.
The strongest things in martial arts are always the foundation. You always go back to those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm picturing you and Kumadi kind of doing this simultaneously, just like messing with water,
watching.
Getting ready. Yeah, nice. Okay. We have finished those who are doing defend and maneuver. Let's go to advance and attack for Fumi. What's your move?
Right.
See that roll. Sorry. Yeah, let's see the roll first.
Sorry, I should roll first, right?
Yep.
With passion, which is a +2, which puts me at a 7.
Nice. All right, one basic or mastered technique.
Well then, I'm gonna use it's like we're dancing.
Ooh.
Which
Read that for us, Fumi.
Yeah, you make a series of attacks at your foe, not necessarily to hit them, but to keep them focused on you and unable to do much else. Clear 1 fatigue and inflict impaired on your foe. She's gonna do this at the waterbender that was like torturing Qixing Ling earlier.
Okay, yes, the nameless figure in a leather jacket. Okay.
Yes, and she very much takes on sort of like a dance of how she's like moving her wind around. It almost looks like she's trying to dance with him, but it kind of like he starts like wavering this way and that way, like as the wind just pushes him, like really shoves him.
I love it. So yeah, I mean, you do this flurry of dancing like blows and maneuvering with your wind, and this guy is beyond disheveled. He is disoriented afterwards, a bit spun around, and I'm going to say, what was there was a mechanical thing tacked onto that, I believe. Did you say impaired, or was it something else?
Clear 1 fatigue and inflict impaired on your foe.
I love it. So yes, if you have a fatigue, feel free to clear that, and yeah, we will definitely mark impaired. Awesome. All right. Let's go to Jing Min. It is time for your attack, my friend.
Yes. I'm going to roll with passion. That is an 8.
Okay. What do you choose?
I don't think I know. I'm gonna use pin a fly to a tree. Actually, this time.
Heck yeah.
I think I'm going to just a quick refresher on what the battlefield's looking like right now.
Sure. You want a full overview?
Yeah, if you're able to.
I am able to, my friend. So yeah, so we've got an alleyway. It's not super narrow, like full-size dumpsters, piles of trash, this type of a thing. I'm picturing one main corridor that y'all were you were hiding on one end, kind of facing them, and then hiding behind some stuff and stepped out. Behind them is the direction that Donna tried to make off with Hisheng Ling. So she's at the far end of this sort of corridor, past Kumadi, past the leather jacket gentleman, and past Perla, who is still tied up and wet. So you are roughly above, as you said, the main cluster of your opponents. And the others have started to sort of step in and toward. So everyone's engaged as far as I'm concerned, distance-wise. They're all engaged for combat purposes.
All right.
And you could say that there are other fire escapes if that's useful, and If you have other questions, that's fine too. I'm picturing maybe offshoot alleys if you wanted to dip into one, but they're probably narrower.
I think right now the one thing Jingmin's going to do, I don't think I know. I know she's going to do this. She's about to do this. She's going to use pin a fly to a tree on Leather Jacket Man. And I will mark the remaining 3 of my fatigue. So I'm at 5 fatigue mark total to inflict impaired and trapped on Leather Jacket Man.
Okay. Now I want you to be aware that Fumi has impaired Leather Jacket Man.
So he's also trapped then.
There you go. All right, cool. Just making sure that it doesn't change anything strategically.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think trapped is a very useful negative condition to inflict on someone.
Yeah, can you read what trapped does for us, for our listeners?
Yeah. So trapped reads, you are completely helpless. You must mark a combination of 3 conditions or fatigue in order to escape.
Yeah.
So you can mark
Super
1
useful.
condition, 2 fatigue.
And even after they break out of that impaired, they have to deal with impaired. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, y'all mess with Leather Jacket Guy. What did he do besides torture someone before your eyes? Come on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's pretty much it.
That bad.
Yeah, it's
a
true.
little torture between friends.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's see. Let's go to the evade and observers. Lynn, what do you do?
Well, first we're gonna roll.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, sorry,
Modifier?
that's actually gonna be a 12 because we rolled with creativity. That was a 10 flat.
Ooh.
Did you remember to clear a fatigue as well?
When you choose evade and observe, you get to clear fatigue.
I didn't have any fatigues, and also as part of my playbook, the first time that I evade and observe, I get to clear 2 fatigue as well.
Okay.
So I should have been really stacking the help, but I wasn't reading enough, and I'd like to apologize
All good.
sincerely to
All
any
good.
listener who was like, "Will please min max the Adrift playbook." That's my bad. But so Lynn is going to bolster or hinder on Perla. So she got her paints earlier, so she's going to take some of that clay and attempt to shoot it. Not attempt, going to shoot it right into Perla's eyes.
Jeez.
So sorry, but if you needed to see, that's a problem.
Can that please be the dialogue line? Did you just say that?
Yeah, that's the dialogue line.
Oh, it's so good.
And then we also get to inflict an appropriate status. And in this case, that's going to be impaired, I'm going to say.
Yeah, that sounds fitting to me. Yeah.
Impairing everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is, you said Perla, correct?
Yep.
All right. Face paint, baby. Right in the face.
So Perla right now is drenched in water, has her legs tied up, and is blinded temporarily.
Yeah.
It's
y'all
eye
know.
safe,
Yeah.
don't worry. It's eye safe.
That's right. You can wash it out afterwards. Just for now, you can't see. Yeah. Oh, y'all know how to deal with enemies. This is good.
Hey, look, Perla and Donna beat us up way too hard at the beginning. This is revenge.
Yeah.
Settle the
It's cathartic
score.
for Lynn.
Yeah, well, it is Leather Jacket's turn, and I love that we're just calling him Leather Jacket now. And yeah,
LJ for
Leather.
short.
What's that?
LJ for short.
Yeah, LJ. LJ gets up,
LJ.
and so I will mark that 3 fatigue to get him back in the action. And let's see, under evade and observe, I'm just going to have him. Let's see. I'm going to have him commit. So he attempts to recenter himself amidst the fray. He tries to steady himself, take a fighting position again. I'm going to have to shift his principle here. Okay. And y'all don't need to know what that is. He's just LJ.
I have him on our character sheet now.
I love
as
it.
LJ in
As
parentheses.
LJ.
Thank you so much for tracking and supporting that, Nikki. That's super
Yeah,
helpful.
no problem.
Who knows how many characters and names we'll introduce over the course of these episodes. So it's useful to have a character keeper for everything. Let's see. I'm going to say in a similar fashion that Donna, who we have now included in this exchange, just starts fighting against these arrows and pulling them out of her jeans. And I'm going to have her also mark 2 fatigue to get into a standing position again with He Shang Ling over her shoulder. And so if she continues to run away, which she turns as if making to continue to, make good on Kumari's orders, you were going to start that clock. So you would have to somebody has to take another action to keep Donna in combat. Let's go back to the top, y'all. Choose your approaches. Yes.
In between
exchanges. Yeah. Would you like to say something? Or
I have a couple things I think I want to do real quick. The first one's real fast. It's a quick excerpt from the Prodigy's extraordinary skill feature. When you see someone use an unknown technique, if it is available to your skills and training, you may mark fatigue to shift your balance towards excellence and take the technique as learned.
What are you taking?
I think upon seeing a mook use pinpoint aim, wait, am I able to choose to mark fatigue and take a condition instead if I already have 5 fatigue marked? Or am I no longer able to purposely choose to mark fatigue?
I don't know offhand. So what I will say, and we can apologize later if we made a mistake, is you can mark a condition instead.
Okay. So, Jingmin is upon taking pinpoint aim, Jingmin is in a pretty rough spot, which might not make this next point of action make sense. But we'll see. Jingmin will yell out, "Kumari!" And use one of those, the ladders on catwalks that fall down when you put weight on them in the movies. She'll use that and slide down and land on the floor of this alley.
Ooh, that's fun.
Oh no.
And she'll point at her with an arrow in her left hand.
Here it is.
And she'll say, "Let my friends and your pawns have at it. But if I can best you in single combat, you leave." And I want to use my challenge ability, my challenge move.
I mean, you have definitely set up the trigger to do the thing, my friend. And I know we got so close at another occasion to using this move. I accept.
So I just realized.
Yes.
I just realized I marked angry in pen, so I can never. I'm always angry now. Bump, tell us.
The challenges of analog. Yeah. So what are the mechanics of this challenge move or the fiction of it?
All right. So mechanically, challenge reads: when you throw a boastful challenge at an opponent before a fight, roll with passion. I don't know if between exchanges in a fight, but on a hit, the challenge lands. If you win the fight, choose one from below, but your challenge goads them to impressive heights. If I hit, they can choose one extra technique in every exchange for the duration of the fight. On a 10 plus, though, I clear all fatigue at the end of the fight if I'm victorious. And if I win, there's a number of things I can basically force them to do. I can force them to either teach me a technique or help me master one I already know. I can force them to give me an answer or an item of my choice. Or I can force him to take my side in a future conflict. Or lastly, I can force him to acknowledge my superiority and shift my balance twice towards excellence. And on a miss, we'll get there if I miss.
Let's see the roll. Roll with passion, Jingmin.
Gosh.
I'm rolling with passion. I am at 5 fatigue marked and 4 conditions marked, so I have 1 condition left to mark.
Oh no.
Why does it feel so characteristically Jingmin to issue a
I
challenge
know.
of single combat under those exact circumstances?
A 5 and a
Shoot.
6, plus 1 for
Ooh.
passion, and conditions do not list challenge anywhere, so that is a 12 total.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. You get your full 12.
Yes.
Wow. Just those.
So if I'm
um,
reading this correctly, Danny,
yeah.
So yeah, you get the 1 extra technique every exchange for the duration of this fight.
No, she does.
Oh, she does. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
goading.
Yup. She
So
gets
you
1
brought
extra
out the
technique.
worst of
Yes.
Kumadi.
I have.
Because the challenge lands. So that's the main function of the hit, is that the challenge lands. Okay.
Yeah.
So first,
But
let's
since I rolled a
just
10
lean into.
plus,
Yeah.
if I win, I get to clear all my fatigue.
Okay. Yeah. At the end of the fight, if you're victorious. Okay.
Yes, if I'm victorious.
That's a big if, my friend.
It is.
Kumadi, Kumadi's amber eyes just go wide and flash as you land and hop off of this ladder in front of her, Jingmin. And she smiles. It's you again. I take it that this is a no, Jingmin. Am I correct?
Fight me and we'll find out.
Sounds fun enough. Your challenge has been accepted, Jingmin.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
And I'm going to get
die.
extra techniques for Kumadi.
Yeah, 1
going
extra
forward.
technique every exchange.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Well. Anyone else have any, minor details they'd like to add, or majorly disruptive things in between exchanges? Any fiction, dialogue, any non-combat moves?
Just want everyone to know that me and Nikki and Gus were making quite the assortment of faces during that entire exchange. That's all I have to add.
The second, I just feel like the second I heard Jigman yell Kumari, I was like, oh no, I know exactly where this is going to go. And it's going to work. And I'm so scared for our little girl.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the movie Troy?
Yes.
It's a throwback, but this reminds me of when I think it's the Achilles character is like outside of the gates and is just yelling over and over again, Hector! Just like super angrily to challenge Hector to single combat. Has a nice rallying feel.
Definitely feels like that. In between stuff,
Yeah.
I don't see anything written in my stuff that I feel like I could do in between, except maybe like,
That's fine.
can I verbally needle in between, or is that part of the actions?
Oh, you can. You can say something. You can say a quick jab if you want.
Just yell out at Perla. Where do you think you're running from? Donna's the prettier one.
Gagged her a bit with that one. Oh.
Oh wow.
It's true. You just kind of hear a suppressed whimper at your comment. You've inflicted psychological damage, which we do not track in explicit form.
Actually,
Yeah?
that's happened. If she was, I have takes one to know one.
Yeah?
when you verbally needle someone by finding the weakness in their armor, which is them not feeling as pretty as Donna. We've now established this. I get to roll with focus on a hit. I can ask one question. On a 7 and 9, they ask one of you as well.
I'm having fun. Let's do it.
Okay. It is a 6 plus focus makes it a 7.
Okay. All right. Hit me with that mechanic again, Gus.
So when you verbally needle someone by finding their weakness in their armor, roll with focus on a hit, ask one question. On a 7 to 9, they ask one of you as well. So the questions that I can ask are, what is your principle? What do you need to prove? What could shake your certainty? Whom do you care about more than you let on? Anyone who lies or stonewalls marks 2 fatigue. On a miss, your attack leaves you exposed. Ooh, I didn't read that. They may ask you any one of the questions from the list, and you must answer honestly.
Good thing you didn't miss. What do you
Good thing I
ask?
didn't miss.
Amuk?
I would ask Perla what could shake her, her certainty.
What is the nuts and bolts? So I mean, sorry, that's the nuts and bolts answer. What is the fictional like? How do you ask that as a mook? What do you yell out in this alleyway? Yeah,
I think a mook would just be like, "Do you really think Kumari has the best interest for you and your sister? We're not here to hurt you, but I will hurt you if I must. I need him to fix everything else that's going on in this world."
Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see. You're on a hit. And so I have to answer this in character. Is that what I'm hearing? Or is it just that, yeah.
You have to answer, but you can lie. And if you lie, you mark 2 fatigue. Or if you stonewall the answer, you take 2 fatigue.
Oh. And this is directed at Perla, correct?
At Perla, because Perla has Hixenglin. And
Donna's the one who's carrying
Donna.
Hixenglin. Yeah,
Donna,
cool.
Donna,
Making sure.
Donna.
Yeah. Jealous of Perla's prettiness. Okay, got it. I got my own battlefield in my head. It's all good. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that Donna stiffens and says nothing. And so this is stonewalling, and I will mark 2 fatigue. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh, wow. I did not expect you to inflict 2 fatigue in between scenes with that. That puts Donna at a total of 4 fatigue already.
Wow.
Y'all are doing it. It's happening. All right. Any other actions before we jump into the next round? And it's okay. We don't have to make big moves like this all day. Y'all are doing great. But I'm just saying, there's no pressure to do something in between rounds. All right.
Can I guide and comfort myself?
Nope. But maybe if you survive, then someone else can guide and comfort you. How's that?
Amuk is gonna reach into under his tunic and pull out that special moon healing water to give to Jingmin. We can do that, right? That works.
Yeah, you could toss it. You could toss it their way.
That's not real.
Okay, that's not real. That's not
He
real.
said we've
That's not
never
real.
established that.
I never established that I had the secret moon water from the thing.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I have plans.
Is there a sensu bean equivalent in the Avatar world other than the moon water?
I would say it's under development at Cabbage Corp, probably.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the top, y'all. Let's choose our next stances. What are you taking?
Lynn is
Gonna keep advancing and attacking
as well.
Okay.
Amuk will advance and attack now that he is prepared because of pinpoint aim.
Very good. Advance and attack. Jingman?
The Phantom Maneuver. I want to go as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. All right, I will have Kumadi advance and attack. But thankfully, that gives you the first move. So let's see what you do with it. No one is evading and observing among your crew. All right, Jingmin, defend a maneuver. What do you choose? Let's see the roll.
So the first line of this sentence is really not going to make any sense whatsoever, considering the things I already have marked on my character sheet. But I'm going to use, well, I'm going to roll. I'm going to use my dice to roll.
Oh, good. That's good to do. Yeah.
And I just got
that's great.
I just got 2 6s, buddy.
Yo.
I am.
You did not use all your luck.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of senzu beans.
So that's a 14 total.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
My heart is going like that. So no, wait, no.
What's wrong, Danny?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's a podcast. We have to talk. What do you mean?
Yeah. Tell us.
Well, shoot. It's okay.
Oh, no.
What did you discover or realize, or what happened?
Oh, man.
I'm just getting progressively more nervous about this.
I know.
I'm gonna get taken out.
Wow.
Of the scene.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
from your own move? Is that what you're saying?
No, no. I mean, it's definitely happening, but you know.
Hey, lean in. What does Jingmin do?
All right, I am going to use. So I rolled a 10 plus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose the third option, use 2 different basic or master techniques.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to firstly use steady stance, the prodigy specific master technique, which reads: assume a strong, steady stance. Any foes engaged with you who choose to advance and attack this exchange must mark 1 fatigue. So that would apply to Miss K. And it also reads: negate the first condition or status or negative status inflicted on you in this exchange. If no conditions or negative statuses were inflicted on you in this exchange, become empowered for the next exchange. So Jingmin, so after saying this, Jingmin kind of steps back on her right foot, and the arrow that she had in her hand, she knocks it and just pulls it back and just sort of looks at her. And although her hands are occupied, her eyes are just telling, come here.
The eyes say it all.
And I think, I'll just retaliate for my second action.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good approach, honestly. Yeah, so nothing comes of that as of yet.
Nothing as of yet, but
it will.
But it will.
It's okay, Jingmin.
That's me.
I mean, I'm still trying to calibrate that you were surprised that you might get taken out of the scene with one thing left to mark.
That was a surprise. It was slowly dawning on me throughout this entire fight. Really, you know.
Well, you are closer to Jingmin than I realized, Danny. In spirit. All right, next up, let's see. Let's have Kumadi advance and attack. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be fun. It's okay. It's okay. Let's do a roll, my friends. I never get to roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm so excited.
Double ones.
Double
ones.
six. Double six.
Are you serious? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Okay, Steve's no longer allowed to roll.
We've lost the game already.
The game is over.
We're trying to win Avatar Legends.
All right.
Now we're losing.
On to Avatar Legends Campaign 3. Let's roll up new characters.
There's nothing wrong. There's no harm or shame in just creating new characters. There's harm that happens to the previous characters. Let's see. So I am going to choose. So on a normal 10 plus, you can use 2 basic or mastered techniques. But I get an extra technique.
I swear.
I think that I'll mostly just use fiction here, but I'm going to strike 3 times, Jingmin. And let the consequences fall where they may. So for those who are new to this, strike is your most basic advanced attack. Strike a foe in reach, forcing them to mark to fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center. Their choice. I can mark 1 fatigue instead to choose to hammer them with blows, force them to mark 2 fatigue. So it's essentially getting control of the choice myself. Or choosing to inflict a condition. I'm going to leave the choice up to you because it doesn't matter to me mechanically, Jingmin. But Kumadi steps forward as you've drawn your bow and stared her down to beckon her, and she answers your beckoning call. And part of the ring of water that was hovering above her that she had lifted up from the sewer grate, she just like karate chops the air diagonally. And just like a blade of ice comes and knocks the bow straight out of your hands and slashes across the front of your body. Ooh. I would like for you to tell me your choice. What do you choose?
I can mark either what or what.
You can choose to either take 2 fatigue, a condition, or shift your balance away from center. I guess the shifting your balance is a one way around the being taken out of the scene, depending on where your balance track is. But remember, I have 2 more strikes.
I am going to shift my balance.
Okay, which direction?
So, further towards excellence. No, I'm now at +3 excellence.
Oh,
Boy.
you can be taken out of the scene by going off your balance track.
God.
Yep, right now.
Kumadi advances with another strike. And this time it is simply a fist against your chest in the wound she has just opened.
All right.
You have the same choice again, Danny Wickman.
So I can choose a condition?
Yeah.
All right. So I will mark my last condition, but I believe now if I have to mark another condition or fatigue, that's when I'll be taken out, correct?
Let's double check because that is very mechanically important. And my impression was that it does take you out. Let's see. And everybody, if you want to help me search, I'm searching the core rulebook.
Chapter 3, Fundamentals of Play.
This is important. It's been a while. Is she taken out or not?
All right. Page 101, taken out by conditions. If you've already marked all 5 conditions and you must mark another, you're taken out.
Aha. Okay, buddy. So what's that last condition? What's the one that remains?
Wait, actually, I forgot. I would have been afraid, but I actually won't be marking that because of my steady stance, I negate the first condition or negative status. Marked on this exchange.
Ooh, yeah.
You may survive this yet, Jingmin.
Oh my goodness. Me.
I will use my 3rd strike. Now, I just want to make sure, because you had chosen something that... Didn't you choose something that inflicts fatigue on me?
Yes, I chose Retaliate, which I think it's only if you...
It
says...
It's only if you inflict... Oh, yes. Each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a conditioner shifts your balance at this exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe. So I think because I negate, so I shifted my balance, so that would inflict 1 fatigue on Kumari. But because steady stance negated that condition, would she not inflict a fatigue?
I'm reading it as the first of my strikes would have triggered the result. That's my understanding.
For
It
steady
says
stance
each
or retaliate?
time on retaliate.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, so steady stance negates the first condition. So now basically my mechanical shield from steady stance is no longer up. But retaliate does
Okay.
read each time. But what I'm asking is because steady stance negated the effects of that condition I marked, would retaliate not come into effect?
What I'm saying, I think this was Nikki's point, is that because you did shift your balance in this exchange in response to the strike, that's my one fatigue. But you're correct that your quote unquote shield is down now from your other move.
Okay, cool.
So let's make sure Kamadi has that. I always abbreviate fatigue with fat. I'm just writing one fat. It's just easier to type. Less clickety clack, more fat. All right, the third strike, my friend. Do you stay in the scene or not?
I do stay in the scene because I'm marking afraid.
Kamadi, oh, this is fun. Seeing you stagger, and now with the bow, just on the floor, the ground. Kamadi steps forward, and just her nostrils flare as she lifts you up with one hand. Just confidence, perhaps menace, just kind of emanating. And she slams you against the wall to your side, just the alley wall. This is the final strike in this sequence, Danny. What do you choose? How will you take the blow? I'm not going to mark fatigue for Kumadi to force your hand, but I would like to hear what happens.
Yeah, I chose to take my last remaining condition, afraid.
Excellent.
So
all conditions are marked. All fatigue is marked. Jingmin is still in the scene. And just mechanically, I feel like Caesar position may be required for you to, get back up and grab your bow and prepare for other possible moves rather than cutting straight to advance and
I
attack.
think so.
Just so you know,
I think so.
For your next stance. Well, we need to hold our spots in line for what happens next. But I think this is a great place to end for the week.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
I actually did not even conceive that it would be mechanically possible for Jingmin to make it through that round. But here we are.
Battered, bruised, and broken, Jingmin survives.
So fun. Thank you. This is very intense. I'm stressed. I may not be able to go back to bed after this. Wherever you are out there, listeners or viewers, I hope that you're able to sleep tonight. But if you don't, I just hope you listen to our show on repeat. We love you. Thanks for supporting us. Patrons, don't forget that sometime in December, there's a patron hangout. We'll talk about
December
it again
15th.
in Discord. Well, Jinkies knows. It's December 15th. And we look forward to seeing our supporters there. And yeah, those who just listen, we appreciate that you're here. We're so glad you're here. And we're having fun, probably an illegal amount of fun doing this. Yeah. Anything anyone wants to say before we go? I'd like to open the floor for any random comment.
Come and watch us on Twitch next Tuesday. Twitch.tv/JustFireMedia at I believe it is 8:30 p.m. EST, 9:30. No, I don't know times. If you are in our Discord, the schedule is right there. Time zones are really hard for me.
Time zones are hard. Time zones
are not fun.
Yeah.
And Sundays, according to Justin, as well.
That's right. Sundays we have Scum and Villainy. I love how I opened the floor for a random comment, and you were just so truly adult about that,
You gotta
Jinkies.
plug it. Guys, I'm so sorry. It is a shameless self-plug.
You gotta plug.
Come watch us. We put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
I mix the audio live. You might as well come appreciate it.
It's so true. Jinkies has been fighting tooth and nail to help us sound good while we do this live. So thank you so much for your efforts on the tech side. Any
Imagine
other
how
comments?
much more fun. How much more fun it'll be to mix the audio live during the musical episode that we're going to be doing when we hit
Yes.
threshold.
Hey, just so everyone knows, if you hear any noises of violence, they are purely fictionalized and cartoonish and not real. No, everyone, don't mind me while I shake Gus like a baby, front to back.
Psychic damage.
I have a shameless self plug. If you're able to, you can listen to our Patreon exclusive show, The Forge, that we release once a month. The first one of those days of each month. You know,
It's a
there's 7
Thursday
of them.
now. Yeah.
It's a Thursday. Yep. I'll be GMing for the first time in Dustfire history.
Ooh.
Nope, I take that back. I GM'd a one shot a while back, but I'll be GMing a long term, more or less pseudo long term campaign. Not long term campaign. My head is frazzled because you're killing me, Steve.
Jingmin is
But-
doing this to herself.
You have all
I'll
the
be GMing
conditions
for-
marked
To be
right
fair,
now.
yeah,
I'll be
Jingmin's just
GMing
doing this to herself.
I'll be GMing 5 sessions of a TTRPG called Trophy, and I'm super excited for that. So y'all
It's
should
so dark and so delightful, and I'm so
It was
excited
gonna be
for
so dark.
Danny to GM.
Give us a summary of what Trophy's about. I've
Yeah,
never
what is
heard of
Trophy
it.
like?
So Trophy, people call it the ultimate play to lose TTRPG.
Oh.
You play as
Ooh.
these selfish, entitled treasure hunters who venture into this forest to try to come back with riches, but ultimately meet their fate, which is a gruesome end.
So to be clear, no
So-
matter what, we die. Is that
No.
correct?
That's
Okay.
Trophy Dark. That's Trophy Dark. Trophy Gold's a little different. I don't want to get into it too
Ah.
much, but
Okay.
yeah, look
Yeah.
forward to
Ooh.
some horrifying visuals due to our voices in your head saying horrifying things that trigger horrifying visuals.
Well, if that's not an ad, I don't know what is. So Danny may have marked some conditions in real life. Nikki, anything from you?
No, not after all that.
Well, thank you to my players. You're wonderful as always. Hope you had fun with us listening and tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Mm.
I love that.
Mm.
Great work, everybody.
We are now on the Thanks for Watching screen on Twitch. Gonna end in a couple of seconds.
All right.
Awesome. I'll press
Steve,
stop in Riverside.
Steve.
Yeah.
I have something to point out that might